Alright, we is live again post-Christmas, but we are in it, we are in it to win it, we are ready, we are fruity, we are living life. Welcome, 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 and I'm just getting straight into this as well, because we have got a lot of fights to get through today. Oh my goodness, I'm seeing my dressing gown. Oh, knock something off. No, I'm good. Anyway, welcome. I hope y'all be doing fab. Y'all be doing fruity fresh. It is, what day is it? It's 28th of December, Wednesday. We've reached the time in the holidays. It's a big stretch of holidays, and it's the point where you always get to about 5 days in, and then you've just completely lost all semblance of, I don't even know what day it is, I've got no idea about anything. All I know is that it's the holidays and I got stuff to do and I can sleep in. But anyway, roll call. It is not ice cream today, it is a lovely frozen fruit with sweetened, simple, no frills attached yogurt. And after I just win this fight, I wonder if, because I was thinking I should get a special thing for it. Anyway, cup of tea. Yes, it is. And then 2 glasses of water. Alright, done my roll call. Come down. I'm now, what's up? My energy levels have sort of dimmed just a little bit. But we are back into it. We are back in. And now I can carry on with the rest of the stream. Anyway, I hope that you have all had a fabulous Christmas break. And what? Fabulous Christmas break. You've had lots of presents, and even if you haven't had lots of presents, I hope your day was filled with joy, light, and happiness, and love. And that is regardless of who you spent it with, and even if it was just you yourself and yours, then that is fine too, because your day should still be filled with love, light, and happiness and harmony. One second. Sorry, I couldn't drink that. Oh, when you've got like the tartness of the yogurt mixed with the acidity of the pineapple, it doesn't play well on your taste buds, let me just say that. Right now, what do we... Who's that young Sasuke? Yeah, but anyway, no, I hope that your Christmas was fab. I am doing this technically a day earlier. That is because it's the holidays. I've got nothing else to do. I actually have a lot else to do. But it's the holidays. I thought might as well make use of the time I got, and especially when it comes to Naruto, because what? Because the more I can do now, while I've got all of this abundance, the more I can kind of preemptively make up for any weeks where I don't do as much, or if I skip it completely altogether, which will actually be, now that I say that, next week. Actually no, it just means I'll do it on different days. But yeah, so I'll be able to preemptively make up for that, and even if I'm actually able to hit my 160 fights per week target, then it means I'm bumping the finish date up into the Augusts, which is always fab. But I'm hoping, which no, not that I'm hoping, I will be able to go into 2023 with less than 7,000 fights to do, because I'm hoping that today is the day I bump it down into the 6,000s. So I've got 158 fights to do, which isn't too bad-ish. It's a lot to get through. I probably won't reach that, and if I do, it will be around the 4-hour mark. I'll see how it goes. Considering the last few days, me hitting the 90 mark hasn't, like, I've been able to definitely hit the 80 mark within the 2 hours, so I should be fine. But it's also assuming that I've been doing good fights, like I have been the last few times. I've been having some fabulously fast fights. So just as long as I can keep that up, then we should be golden. Yeah. Also today I'll be going through. I bought this book. It's giant. It's just a 2023 diary, but I think the problem I have when I buy diaries like that is I buy them like huge A4 size pages, which is too big. I don't have enough going on in my life to warrant a diary that size. So I bought this one, which is smaller pages, reasonable sized pages, mind you. Yeah, reasonable sized pages. Oh my goodness. Eureka, can you not? My good sir, can you not? Fights like this are not what I've been wanting. I actually really don't like playing as that version of Naruto, actually. But anyway, what am I saying? I think my downfall in the past with buying 2023 diaries is I've always bought them way too big, got nothing going on in my life, and then you look at it and it's like empty, 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 empty. So buying a smaller book, it's way chunkier, which kind of like, there's something about really, really chunky books and planners that's always lovely. So it's got that going for it, and also it's got per page, it's just got a little to-do list, to-do checklist, so that's always lovely. It's got a little wee notes page, and then the schedule part is also really tiny as well. So just like all the bits and bobs that you need are like just the right size. Just the right size for it. So that's going to help. So my intention for this book is going to chronicle my 2023 as the day of rejuvenation. Because as we know, as I have said on my last stream, my intention for 2023, that's my intention every year, but this is definitely the year, is it will be the year where my life just sort of fits. Everything just sort of clicks into place, both physically, both mentally, both whatever-y. And I reached December 31st, and I just feel like things are going good in life. That just things are fab. Because if I had to put my life on a scale right now, there are lots and lots and lots and lots of things to be happy and grateful about, but there's also a lot of things that could be better. And I'm very sort of intentional when I say it could be better as well, because hashtag positivity. We don't want to say things that are rubbish, things that whatever. We say things that could be better, things that could be improved. Lovely. Yeah, so this book I will be using to track my measurements when I measure myself, making sure I'm keeping up to date with my workouts, making sure I'm keeping up to date or on track with my eating and my calorie counting. Hence, we count some bloody calories to make up for the whole weekend, because my goodness. But still gotta do that. What else? Yeah, just that sort of stuff. Just making sure I'm ticking the things off my to-do list, and then it means, you know, it's the kind of thing where you can kind of look back and be like, oh yeah, I did actually do things. And even if the things are, you know, do my Naruto stream today, that sort of stuff. You know, it's not like necessarily. Actually, no, it is actually. I was just gonna say it's not exactly, you know, part of the well-being, but actually no. I thoroughly enjoy streaming. So you could call it like a mental well-being, and you know, just something that I'm doing with, I would like to say, semi-regularity. That's something I enjoy, makes me happy. And so it's not like, you know, a lot of the times they say what people do is like they'll have the things that make them happy, but then they'll kind of just stop doing them, and then they sort of lose their sense of, oh, you know, life is just boring and meaningless, because they've, for whatever reason, the things that they've enjoyed doing, whether that be running or going to the beach or reading or doing cross stitches, all that sort of stuff, they just stop doing. And it's just like meh. And a lot of the reasons, well, at least for me anyway, or actually, there's a lot of reasons why I stopped doing stuff, but I've noticed that one of the things is just like I just felt this, like nothing brought joy. like the things that I would love, just like suddenly, without any like warning, I just suddenly just didn't love them anymore. Like I got absolutely like no sense of enjoyment from them. And I don't know, like some of them I'm just like, oh, well actually, do I really mind? No, not really. Like films, I can't say I've been an avid film watcher. I'm definitely not one of those people that's seen in every goddamn film. To be honest, like there's a lot of films that I actually don't particularly care to see, like big important ones that you're meant to. No, don't. It doesn't really bother me. Same with TV shows. I actually used to watch TV quite a lot. Hardly watch it. In fact, what do I watch? Watch YouTube videos. I'll watch the odd show. Even then, I have to be like, I don't even know what my criteria is for it, because it's not comedies, because most comedies I don't watch. It's not action, because most actions I don't watch. It'll be like, I watch RuPaul's Drag Race, just because I just love that. I just love it for some reason. I just love it. And then I'll watch like, what else will I watch? I'll watch something. Watch like some English comedic shows. Again, no particular rhyme or reason for what I like. I watch like Top Gear specials are always good. That sort of thing. But yeah, that's about it. But I used to watch TV all the time. Now, hardly ever. Films, I think I've probably the amount of films I've watched in the last year I can probably count on one hand. Yeah, just meh. But you know, and that was just something that was something that just fizzled out, just there over time. So, you know, and then be like, oh, should we watch a film? Like, when you're trying to entertain people, you know, you're thinking of things to do. Like, oh, let's watch a movie. Will probably be like the last thing on the list. Like, there'll be one of the last things that I suggest. Like, if someone has suggested a film, most likely I'm not that. I was not the person that did so. Yeah. But video games, on the other hand, have just always done it for me. Never, and I don't think I will ever in my life ever lose love for video games. Like, I don't think it'll be something that has never waned at all, the tiniest bit in my life ever. So at least I'll always have one interest at least in my life. Oh, hello, it's Sybil, what up? I'm very, very good. I hope you had a lovely Christmas. It was, and I hope it was filled with happiness and love and presents and amazingness. And yeah. And yes, now we've got 7,000. Oh, actually, now I think about it, I should actually probably update the list. And apologies for not updating the list live, because it would get through far less if I had to keep updating it. But after this fight, we will be at 7,146 after this fight. Oh my goodness. Stop flipping around, my goodness. Damn, lovely. That's what I need for Christmas. A new cable to go into my controller. Oh my lord. Come on. Here we go. Here we are. Right, where are we up to? Sheena and Inchoji. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, we have to definitely get eating back on track. So it's the kind of, you know, it's the thing over Christmas. Everyone overeats, but like so my one concern with Christmas was going to be that we're going to have way too much food. We're going to have so much leftovers. It's just going to be a nightmare. It ended up being, because my mum and my younger sister came down. It ended up being that that we had enough food. We did have a fair bit of leftovers. We had made the mistake of having like a cheese board and dinner before dessert. We then had 3 desserts. We had ambrosia, pavlova, and then Mum had brought a coffee cheesecake down. So we had, what's the word? We had desserts aplenty. We managed to finish the cheesecake. We finished all desserts not long after Christmas. Both, which is basically just me and the boy, really, eating. Oh my goodness, it is. Our waistlines, our stomachs cry every time they look at something sweet now. And so we really need to get our diet back on, well, poor excuse for a diet, back on track. Or else our insides will be mush. Like full on mush. Yeah, no, I do hope, I really do hope that 2023 is good. I feel like just the world, just in general, has just, right, we've gone through enough rubbish. Can we please just have 1 year of normalcy? Just 1 year where it's not like World War III on the horizon, people can afford things, people are happy and healthy, you know, just I don't know, like just go back to like 1998. I don't know, there's probably some awful things that happened in 1998, but I don't know, what's like a time, let's say 2004 felt for some reason like a year that's sticking out to me as was a good year. Well, at least as far as I was concerned, it was a good year. What was I? I was like year 4 no, I was year 3 at school? Yeah, still in primary school, world passing me by, had no idea of anything going on. It just felt like a good time. So I wish we could go back to 2004. Ugh. Yeah, but like you know how everyone goes in with their New Year's resolutions. You know, right, this year I'm gonna do this, and this year it's gonna do this. Well, you know, we all say it every single year, and you get to like start of March and you realise, oh, actually we're absolutely nowhere near where we'd wanted to be. Well, this year is where I'm actually gonna do it. So this time next year, all goes well, and you know I have the self-discipline to see it through. I will be like 20 kgs lighter. My insides will be healthy. I will no longer have high blood pressure. I will, you know, and full on, that is all the ice cream I eat. Far too much ice cream for me to say I have healthy insides. So I, at least acknowledgement, acceptance is one half of the, you know, it's one half of the problem. You know, knowing that you have a problem is half the battle. But yeah, and what else? And then I'll be mentally more sound. My work life I'll have amazing work-life balance. I will feel fulfilled. You'll come to my house and I'll actually have had to do minimal cleaning because I'll have, like, it will actually be clean as a norm. Oh my god, wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be like an absolute game changer? We've got guests coming over. Oh, that's no problem. We don't need to tidy up because our house is already spotless. Like, that's mind-blowing, really. Whoop. Yeah, so hopefully in a year's time, that's where we all is. And, to be honest, I wish that of everyone. That, you know, you are healthy, you are happy, you feel a sense of fulfillment in whatever you choose to do, and just life is good. I want all of us to have that by the end of 2023. I don't know, I just feel like, I'm just feeling the sense of like, oh, I don't know, I'm feeling motivated to do it. You know, and I hope this, I like just want this motivation to last. I don't want this motivation to fizzle out. As soon as January 2nd comes and you realise that you didn't even do half the things you had planned to do on January 1st, and then you're just like, oh, well, I'll just have to wait till next year to start, you know. So yeah, so I just want to keep the motivation going. Oh, dang. Wasn't expected to get that. And in 2023, no, sorry, this time, next year, I will probably not be doing these Naruto fights because that's one of my big goals, is to, well, no, I should be able to finish this by this time next year. Like, all signs are pointing that I will be able to. Something will have to have gone horrendously wrong for me to have not been anywhere, to have not finished this by this time next year. And then maybe by then Ultimate Ninja Storm 5 will have come out, or whatever it's called. Actually, no, it won't have come out. It'll be announced already if it was going to come out. By the time I finish this, like, another Naruto game's come out, and I'm like, oh, guess we gotta do it all again. But no, not actually. I think this will be the only game, Naruto game anyway, that I do this thing with. The only other game, the only possible other game that I could see myself doing it with is the Ultimate Ninja 5 on the PS2. Because that's the most complete, it's the most complete Naruto game from the, like, of all, like, the Naruto fighting game sort of things. That's the second most complete one in terms of a roster. Yeah. But like that would literally be the only other thing I could see myself doing this with, and even then, would I really want to? Okay, we've got Kakashi and Nagato. I'm just thinking. Have I been making good time? No. Oh, actually, no, I still could make it up. I possibly have. Basically, what I... Oh, actually. So what fight's this? Is this number 90? I could have actually been making good time. Basically, the way that I gauge my sort of progress is by the half-hour mark, which is in 3 minutes. By the half-hour mark, have I done 20 fights? Because if I have, then I'm on track, just generally, to doing my sort of the number of fights that I would want to in a day. And if this is fight number 18, then I am on track. Oh, no, sorry, if this is fight number 19, I'm on track. Which I think it should be. Yes, I'm on track. Great. Oh yeah, so oh my goodness. So on Saturday, I went to go pick up my mum and my youngsters from the airport, and God bless my mum's soul, I felt so awful for her. So like they come out, and I was like, oh my God, Sam, oh my goodness. And then I like waved it out, I'm just like, hang on. They're not as excited as I was expecting them to be. Oh no, they think it's a chore, oh dear. And then I found out that my mum had left her cell phone on the chair, when they were when they were boarding she left it on the chair at the gate, in their mid sort of stop off terminal in Auckland. And she'd asked for them to she's like, I know exactly where it is, like literally I know exactly where it is. I can picture it in my mind. Can I please just run back and grab it? And they wouldn't let her off the plane to go grab it, and they said, oh no, we'll look for it. And she's like, look. And then I realised I've just picked the wrong one. Oh, beans. She's like, can I please just go and look? And they're like, no. And then that was it. Like, she couldn't get it. Couldn't get her phone. So it's like, I'm just going to pause it because I don't want to finish this fight. Oh my lordy. Don't want to finish this fight if I don't need to. So I'm just going to jump back to my big list of things and just double check that I haven't already done this fight. Have I done this fight? Yes, I already have. So I'm going to do that and then do that and then do that. and then we're going back to character select. Okay, let's try that again. So this one and that one, lovely. Anyway, yeah, so she had no cell phone, and yeah. Oh, hello, welcome, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so she had literally like no cell phone, and then they'd given her like the lost and found number, and then so like we call up the lost and found, and they're like, oh well, you know, what does it look like? We're like, looks like a cell phone, like an iPhone, and they're like, oh, is there any distinguishing features? It's a bit of like gunk on the back. Oh, and then they ask what the wallpaper is, and they're like, okay, well, if we find it, we'll get in touch with you, and blah blah blah. So at that point, I'm just like, look, I'm practically say goodbye to your phone. Like, well, like if they haven't found it, by now, it won't be there. Someone will have nicked it. They've taken it for whatever reason, and that's it. Like, yeah, it ain't coming back. Bless her soul. Yeah, so that was fun. That was lovely. And what am I doing? My goodness, there we are. Yeah, so God bless her sweet cotton socks. So she was cell phone list for her time here, which in some ways is good. In other ways, not so much. Because as a business owner, like all of her business stuff goes through that phone. It's like a contact number on all the stuff, so it's just like her life is in that phone at the moment. Her life and her business is in that phone. So yeah, thankfully, thank the Lord, she's managed to get a new one since going back home, and she's managed to get her number switched over, which is fab. So I'm very, very so happy that she managed to sort it out, and things worked out, I guess, because then because what we had to do, it was like we had to, the blessing and the curse of, multi-factor authentication, because then we had to like lock all her bank accounts, and we had to get into her email, because the email, to get it on a new device, you have to verify it, but then we couldn't verify it because we didn't have the phone to do the verification with. So then what we had to do is we had to get it to it either says, oh, put the QR code in, or go to this website on another device that you're logged in on. So we had to like phone up my dad to go onto her laptop at home and open up her email from there, and then get him to go to this specific website to do all this, and then while we were like coordinating from here, so we would go onto the bits on our side, and then he would get the pop-ups, and he'd have to do all this fair. But anyway, managed to get in, managed to like change passwords on all the bank stuff, so like we were good. But like, yeah, it was just I just hoped that it all turn out fine. Yeah. But no, but I hope that they had a good time. Like I was just like worried the whole time. I was like, please don't be bored. Like, when you come to our house, unless you're into video games or food, there's nothing here for you. We don't do much than eat and play video games. So it's just like, it's a bit, it would be a little bit naff for anyone else if they were into that sort of thing. Oh, what am I doing? So I hope they enjoyed it. Sincerely. But yeah, and then, oh my goodness. So, on my last day of work, there's going to be Segway City today as well. So, please bear with. So on my last day of work, so we share an office with two other businesses. They live in this sort of like little their own little semi-room down the side, so completely segregated, well not completely segregated from ours, so we share a kitchen. Whatevs. So I said, so we, at our business anyway, we were going to leave, I think, finishing on the Wednesday, whereas these guys were working right through to Friday. So I said, look, I put my head around, I'm like, look, okay. I didn't say look, I just said, hey, you know, at the end of Friday, if the last one out, if there's any milk in the fridge left over, because there was like 4 bottles of milk in the fridge, can you just take the milk? Can someone just take the milk on the last day so we don't get, you know, so we don't come back and it's with, you know, cottage cheese. So like, oh yeah, no problem, not a problem, great, fabulous, sorted, amazing. Christmas Day. Fast forward to Christmas Day. I bring my mum and my sister in. I just want to show them the office. Show them the office, blah blah blah, having a great time. And then I'm like, hang on a second. Let me just check something. So I open up the fridge and lo and behold, there's 2 bloody milk bottles there. Half full of milk. Guys, please. And I've damn well known who it was too that didn't take it, and I'm not surprised, to be honest. So anyway, so I'm like, right guys, well at least we got some extra milk to get through at home. So you know, obviously I'm not going to leave that milk there in protest. So you know, took it home or whatever. So I'm just going to make a mental note, said my boss, like, wait, can you give those clowns a tune up for leaving the bloody milk in the thing, like we're expecting. But anyway, so we've got like extra milk, still haven't gone through it all. Luckily, it's trim, it's trim and skim, so it takes about 10 years to go off. So that's always good, silver lining. But yeah, but can't trust those fools. Can't trust those fools. But anyway, so that was that. And what else? What else did we do? We played a couple of games of Exploding Kittens. I think it was a game that we played for my brother once, and I was like, this game is actually fantastic. Super easy, super simple, fast, it's great. So I played a few games with my mum. I think my mum was a little bit skeptical, but she loved it by the end. So we did that, and yeah, that was about it really. Nothing else amazing. I had a bit of like, you know, well, part of me hopes there was, but I don't think there was. Part of me hopes there was though. A little bit of like Christmas dinner envy. So me and the boy did the most fabulous spread for Christmas dinner. We had potatoes cooked perfectly. We had salad presented lovingly. We had garlic, my first ever attempt at garlic bread. I think it turned out quite well. Very pleased. Excuse me. Very pleased with that. I had a lovely spread of garlic bread. We had sausages. We had some lovely beef and herb and garlic sausages, which went down a treat. We had some, you know, I say homemade, you know, home kill venison, cooked to perfection by the boy, as always. We had some lamb shoulder cooked to perfection once again by the boy. And what else do we have? And then just some, and then the usual drinks and such. It was beautiful. And then, of course, around that time, then we messaged or face called my older sisters, who were over in where they is, all the rest, like the other half of the family. And I hope, dare I say, I hope there's a little bit of food envy, because our spread was fabulous. It was actually delicious, and it was like, it tasted utterly insane. So I think, I mean the boy really, but we won Christmas, at least in my mum's eyes on that one. I hope, fingers crossed. I say fingers crossed because our first ever attempt, and at least it didn't fail disastrously like half of me was expecting it to, which is always fab, especially for a first attempt. So now I'm hoping that word spreads that our place is the place to be on Christmas Day, so we can get, because I would like the whole family round, like the 20 odd of us all. How many would there be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 of us. Hope I'm not forgetting anyone. And that's just, actually no, that's just on my side of the family. Including the boys. I mean, it would really only just be his immediate family, so, oh yeah, about 20. Oh my goodness, can you just please stop running away? There we go. Goodness gracious. Okay, I'm just going to update the list. Down to third, no, wrong one, and that one, because we're down to, no, that one. Lovely, jubbly jubbly. And now we've got Sasuke Taka. And Haku. No, that one. Lovely. Yes, that was Christmas. Christmas. What else? What else? Yeah, that's about it really. My mum gave me some what's the word? Advice on how to do a good vegetable garden. So fingers crossed my vegetable garden goes swimmingly. Going to be planting some broccoli, spinach, and silver beet to start off with. And then see how I go from there. I mean, to be honest, if they can survive till harvest, I can do anything. I can do anything I put my mind to in life. And apologies if you see me scratching my roof of my mouth. I don't know if it's, I've got a feeling it's allergies, and I don't know what I'm allergic to. But like for the last few weeks, the roof of my mouth, it sort of phases every now and then, will just become insanely itchy. Like the palate is just like anything just lightly grazes it, including my tongue, is just itch city, itch central. It's just, oh, it's painful. Things, that timing. What else? I feel like I've got more stuff. I mean, to be honest, as far as Christmas weekends go, it's fairly uneventful. I think, oh, my mum liked her present far more than I thought it was. It was just one of those little mug warming USB tray things that you can get. So I'm pleased with that. Yeah, I think everyone loved their presents. It's always fab. Oh, my younger sister got me Bayonetta 3 on the Switch, so I'm very thankful for that. Thank you. Playing, I literally just started playing it at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that's about it really. Oh god, playing as Kanko is just going to be an absolute nightmare. goodness. Naruto. Can you just like stop being a fool for once? There we go, finally. Goodness gracious. Come on. This fight should not have taken as long as it did before. Anyway. No, oh, never touched any Bayonetta. It is. How would I describe it? I mean, if you've played Devil May Cry, it's that, except Dante's a Cherokee. It's very. How else do we describe it? Yeah, it's very much that style of gameplay. It's the, you know, I call it like the spectacle. Actually, no, I don't think I call it. Yeah, it's yeah, very flashy. Very, you know, if you're good at putting in combos and stuff, then it feels like it's one of those games when you get the combos and you get the rhythm of it, like it feels amazing. But if you're rubbish like me, yeah, that's it. I think I'm in it from. Am I in it for the story? I mean, the story's nothing too crazy to write home about. Yeah. Yes, no, it is easier to combo in Bayonetta by far. As much as I say I'm rubbish at the combat, having played Bayonetta and Devil May Cry, I had a far easier time in the combat in Bayonetta to do combos and cool moves. Devil May Cry, I just ended up doing the easy moves, the easy things to do. Yeah, it would have looked horrendous if I'd done like a YouTube video of it. Oh, here's my gameplay. People would be like, what the hell is this? It's trash. This is an IGN review tutorial or something. I don't know. Anyway, but no, yeah, so, yeah, I'm inside. Like, to me, Bayonetta is one of those franchises where it's, how do I say? If you're looking for an amazing, like, crazy, like, oh my god, you know, games like this only come once in a generation kind of thing, it's not that. But it's still really fun. It's very extremely unique, and it's confident in what it is. Yeah, don't know, yeah. Yes, yeah. Yeah, Dynasty Warriors. Yeah, exactly that. It's very much that. It is really, really, it's really fun to play. Like, it is really fun to play. Story, like, gets crazy. It's, you know, it's obviously style for the sake of it. But, yeah, that's good. That's good. I would actually recommend it. I would. Yeah, and you know, and then you always get, it's got the classic, you get to the final level, you've got all your weapons, you've upgraded everything, and you just feel like a badass, just, you know, knows how to do spectacle well. Yeah, and at the moment, because I've just trying to clear out my backlog at the moment, so I've cleared I'm doing all the Monkey Island games, and I've also, I think I picked up Biomutant on PlayStation Plus, so I've just managed to clear them off. But looking at my backlog, I've got RPG after JRPG after RPG after JRPG. So Bayonetta's like, it's a nice thing just to weave in. Just, it's not horrendously long. I think it's less than 20 hours, I think. So it's not like, you know, you're not going to be there for days. And it's fast paced. It's like, right, we know what story we want to tell, let's just do it, boom, boom, boom. It's fun. Nice breather, nice palate cleanser. Before I then launch into, you know, trying to finish Baldur's Gate 2. You know, all that sort of stuff. That was an extremely, I do apologise, a very extremely long-winded and tangential way of saying I would recommend Bayonetta franchise just in general if you're into that sort of thing. You know, if you're into flashy fun, by all means. Xanadu. Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, no, yeah, Falcom one. Is it good? Cause I was looking at Falcom stuff and they said, you know, they're like, oh, what's the best Falcom game? And everyone's just like, you know, like East and Trails, and someone was just like, oh, Tokyo Xanadu is by far. Yeah, so how, like, is it good? Is it like Ys in Cold Steel in terms of gameplay? And then the Atelier Riser games. So there's heaps of Atelier games, isn't there? It's like Atelier Sophia or something. There's heaps of them. That's one I think I've looked at it and I'm just like, something tells me I'd be interested, but I'm not quite sure. I don't know, but then it's like I don't know enough about it to know whether I would want to play it or not, I think. Kakashi and Sasuke. Ah, interesting. Because I do like the East gameplay. Or like, yeah, in terms of that combat. Might give a, I might actually give it a squiz. I mean, especially because it's Falcom, there's a certain level of quality that you will get. Like, I don't think there's anything that's called a bad Falcom game. Yeah, no, like, even if I just compare Trails in general and Ys, I'd say, like, the depth of the stuff. I don't want to say depth. Depth's probably, yeah. Trails is definitely, like, you pay attention. You pay attention in Trails. You can pay attention in Ys, but you're not too heavily penalised if you don't. so we've all done like it's like we've all done the East Trails and Tokyo Xanadu thing in completely different order. It's like we've done the Falcom trifecta in a different order, each of us, I feel. I think the thing that's surprised me the most about the East series is, yeah, it's got so many titles, it's been going on for so long, yet, like, you know, and you could probably say it's just the localization, you know, the fact it wasn't localized until quite far into it, but it's like I'd only heard of it from Issei, and even then I only picked it up because I'm just like, this looks kind of cool. Let's just check this one out. It looks anime enough, and then I'm just like, whoa, what is this? What is this right now? In fact, actually no. I think I picked it up too because I think I was looking for like a city builder. Like, oh, what are kind of like games where you can build up a little village, and everyone kept recommending, oh my god, play Issei. You know, it's got the little village component, but just play it just for every other reason. Really? Ugh. And who's it? Choji? Yes. Oh, no, I haven't actually. I've checked out my retrospective on PlayStation, but I haven't actually done my one on Steam. Oh, I might actually give that a geese up for this one. I don't know what mine would be. Actually, what would mine be? What have I played this year? It'll be Naruto. Actually, Steam will be Naruto. So it lists the. Is it like when we're just, you know, here's the games that you played the most. Here's the sort of genres that you played. Here's how much time you spent in your top games that you spent the most time in, that sort of thing. Need to give it a squiz. I'm trying to think. I'll do it after Oh, that's cool. I might actually actually do that? Just trying to think. I'll do it after, wow, it's even got that stats. Ooh. I like that. Oh my god, you keyboard master race people. Oh, actually no, would my game be Final Fantasy 14? Just trying to think. Because now that I'm thinking about it, mine would actually probably be 50% keyboard, 50% controller, just goes between Final Fantasy and like Naruto, because those would be the two games I played the most. And thank you so much for the follow, Zentinel. How are you this fine day? I hope you're doing fabulously and you had a fabulous Christmas. That would have been Sasori. My older brother was like hardcore console master race for a number of years, and then I think he got as soon as he got a PC, like a proper PC that you can play games on, he's like, oh no, it's PC master race for the win, all hail the GPU, like all that kind of stuff, or CPU, sorry, might have got the wrong one there. But anyway, fully just that. True, fair, we'll call it, what we call it, superiority, PC superiority, or we'll call it something. Or we could flip-flop the other way, and we could be like, in this day and age, why are we competing? Why can't we all just come and love and accept that everything is the best in its own special way? But no, we're humans, we don't do that. But no, for me, it's like, my phases of, this is, which is the best, or no, which group of people have won at life, for, in my high school years it was people with an Xbox 360. In my university years it was people who could play games at decent frame rates and not have your machine explode. And then now it's people who can play on keyboard, like high intensity, highly skilled things on a keyboard, and not need a controller. Because for me, just no, I need my baby. I need a controller. Touche. I can actually see both of your viewpoints in a sense. yeah, that's it. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, it all boils down to if you got a PC, you know, if you got a PC, you've won. Although, having said that, see, for me, I'm now what you'd call, well, mirroring our philosophy at work, technology agnostic. Because for me, I have every console. Well, I say every console. Obviously, there will be those I've missed, but you know, every main one anyway. And I've got a PC and whatnot. And the biggest, what my brother calls the biggest oxymoron in the world is a gaming laptop. And as much as like a PC is utterly incredible for gaming, there's nothing like just buying a console and never having to worry about upgrading any part of that console, at least in terms of like raw hardware, until the next console generation. Like you know, I buy PS5 and that's it. I don't got to worry about upgrading the amount of RAM, or you know, switching to another RTX when the next RTX thingy comes out, all that sort of. And you don't have to anyway, but no, it's just like once you've got a PS5, you stay current until the PS6 comes out. That sort of thing. Yeah, and I will agree that Nintendo is always fab. Like Xbox and PlayStation, or you know, Sony and Microsoft, they have their little they've got their little spat going, and meanwhile like Nintendo's just there on the side just doing their own thing, just like, okay, y'all be squabbling over there, over in that corner. I'll just be chilling over here, like, you know, making Zelda, which everyone's gonna absolutely lose their marbles about. So, you know, you guys just do you, we're just gonna stay here and do our own thing. And everyone's like, you know what, Nintendo, you go for it. Do your thing. Don't let any of us stop you. Yeah. And their stuff is always quality. They never, I mean, I've never had a Wii U, so I can't really give a proper consensus on it, but I feel like Nintendo rarely, if ever, puts out a bad console in a sense, I think. Yeah. But then again, I suppose neither do Sony and Microsoft. I mean, they only put one out every 20 years. I will challenge you on the fact that if the Wii flopped, I can agree with you that the Wii U flopped. Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know, when I think about the Wii, I just kind of get I feel like the Wii did quite well. But yeah, Wii U, I feel like it didn't. I never even had one. Yeah, and then yes, oh my goodness, I remember when the announcement trailer for Tears of the King, well, then Breath of the Wild 2 came out. When was it? 2018? 2019? I just remember sitting there bawling. No, I wasn't bawling. I was shedding womanly tears at my desk at home. And then the boy's like, "Are you crying?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not crying. I've got something in my eye, like, over and over again, and it looks like tears." It's just, yeah. Yes, no, yeah, the trailer was this year. I remember the announcement trailer was pretty sure it was 2019 when the announcement thing, and then we heard like radio silence, and then the one that came out, yeah, this year, that was fab. That was fab. Yeah. You don't like Zelda games? Oh man. I will accept your opinion. I will accept your opinion that you don't like Zelda games, but I won't tell you right now what my heart is doing. It's sobbing tears. Yes, oh my god. So I had a guy, a friend that I made at university. A friend, we actually became mates because we're in the same class at uni, and I think he was drawing Pokemon on his thing, on his book, and I'm like, oh my god, is that Finnegan? And he's like, oh my god, yes, like, do you play Pokemon? I'm like, yes. And then we like realized that we had all of the stuff in common, like Final Fantasy X is like the best thing ever, and Pokemon's amazing, and he's by far one of the biggest Nintendo fans, just, you know, worship Nintendo that I've ever met. He, and you know, when Nintendo or Game Freak or whatever would just do things that he didn't agree with, he was just like so, he would get so vocal and mad about it, and he was just an absolute delight to talk to. Like, he's fantastic. I love him to bits. And you get so hyped, like when all these DLC trailers and all this stuff. He was just like, he's one of those people that you kind of just want like the reaction cam on when the stuff gets released. But bless him. I love him to bits. But yeah, no, Nintendo fans are extremely passionate. Yeah. Oh my god, both of you don't like Zelda games. Oh, okay. I do. I respect your opinions. I'm just like my racking through my brain, going like, what can I do to make you realize that Zelda games are fabulous? That being said, if you ever tried a Zelda game, you're like, oh, I wonder what the Zelda thing's about. I'm gonna try and get into Zelda. Don't play Breath of the Wild, because that is the most Zelda game you'll ever play in your life, and like genuinely mean that. Like, it is like all the hallmarks of what makes a Zelda game, in my eyes anyway, a Zelda game. Breath of the Wild doesn't have it. It has like they've mucked with the formula. There's like little bits here and there. But yeah, don't play Breath of the Wild if you're looking for a Zelda game. I still believe Breath of the Wild's utterly fantastic, but it's not a Zelda game. Well, no, there's a Zelda game, but it's not a Zelda game. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes, no, and Sev, I definitely know what you mean, just around just like the different reactions. I think the only thing I've ever seen on par with a Nintendo one was the reaction to Final Fantasy VII Remake back in 2015. That's it. Everyone like losing their stuff over Pikmin 4. Like, even like that, it's just like I full on know what you mean. There's just something about Nintendo franchises that just like when you're a fan of them, like you sell your soul to them, kind of thing. Like, no one's just an average Pikmin fan. No one's just an average, I don't know, Fire Emblem fan. It's just when you're in it. You seal that stuff with blood, kind of thing. In fact, actually, I've never actually seen any, for me, the most rabid fan base that I've ever seen, especially for a Nintendo one, is what's that? It's like a tie between Pokemon fans and it's completely like dropped out of my mind what it is. For some reason, Kid Icarus come to mind. Kirby. I've actually found Kirby fans to be insanely rabid, and I don't know whether I just stumbled upon that particular subsection of the Kirby fandom, but like those Kirby guys, watch out. Watch out if you voice an opinion they don't like. Yeah. And honestly, Bull, honestly, if anyone's like, I don't like, hate Naruto, Zelda's rubbish, Final Fantasy can just go and die in the trash, but you like ice cream, then all is forgiven, and to be honest. All is forgiven if you like ice cream. Gen 5 Pokemon fans. Now I'm gonna at risk of sounding bad, at risk of sounding stupid. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Gen 5 was Pokemon Black and White, wasn't it? Sapphire was 3. I know Sapphire is 3 because that's my baby. And then Diamond was 4, and then Black and White was 5 because those were the 2 that I never played. I never played Black and White. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Phew. I can keep my credentials. Oh my god. My goodness. I'm sure Bull's only literally hears the words Persona 5 probably 1,000 times a day. Oh my goodness. Bull didn't realize he had such strong feelings. At least we know how to trigger Bull. My younger sister, she's trying to get me to play Persona 5 as well, and for whatever reason I'm not, and I don't know why. Oh no, that's right. No, I know why. It's I was playing a game, Pathfinder Kingmaker. You know, love that CRPG. Love that stuff. Party, fantasy. It's got it all. It's got town building. It's beautiful. Except my new biggest hatred, the thing that I now hate the most in video games. Yay, we got more promotional material. Don't worry, I am on it. I is be on it. Okay, it's just gonna 1 second. Oh my goodness. I need a how do I there? Hang on. Ban. How do I... Hang on. Hang on a second. How do I... Hang on, I'm figuring this out. I've got to do... block. How do I ban? Oh, hang on. I got it. I did it. Okay, never mind. Sorry. No, I got it. I got it. Fab. Anyway. Back to it. Let's go. Anyway. There was... Yeah, this game had all the makings of a game that has everything I love. Except, it has the bloody time, like, the whole game time limit. Where, you know, main quest, chapter 1 of the main quest will start on 1st of January. On August the 1st, chapter 2 will start. Whether you're ready for it or not, chapter 2 is gonna start on the 1st of August. So you better hope that you wanna that you've done everything you wanted to do, because that story ain't stopping for no one. And I hate it. I hate it so much, because because now you're stressing, oh crap, if I go and do these 3 side quests, am I gonna have time to make sure my village is fortified enough to defend against the demons that are definitely going to be coming in 1 month from now, and I definitely don't have enough time to fortify it because I was too busy trying to do my little companion quests. It's just... So I ended up putting that game aside because I just couldn't do it. And I'm not at all a particular fan of... Yeah. Not a particular fan of that, and I feel like, even though Persona's not that bad to that extent, it's got similar sort of elements, and maybe I'm just not in the right headspace to do that kind of thing now, yeah. to be honest, Bull, like the thing I appreciate about like, you know, your hot takes and all that sort of stuff is the fact that you don't like this game, but you also have all of the stuff to back up why you don't like this game is an actual breath of fresh air, to be honest. The amount of times people are like, oh, I don't like this game, and they're like, oh, why not? And they're like, oh, just because, nah, it's just dumb. You're like, but like, what did you like about it? You know, was it the music? Was it the gameplay? They're like, oh, no, it's just I didn't like it. Okay, well, oh, what didn't you like about it? Like, they can't even tell you why they don't like, or even why they do like something. So, you know, I'm always, and I'm sure we all are, the proponents of you are fine to like or not like something, as long as you can back it up. Oh dear. Are all the male cast thirsting after the, like, all the females in the, like, are they thirsting after the same chicks? It's alright, Bull. Don't worry, this is a hashtag safe space here. you can say all the hot takes you want to say. We will not judge. I mean, I've got no idea about anything that you're talking about, like any character, so I'm just like, yo, just go for it. Like, yeah, you tell them, Bull, you got it. No idea what you're on about. I'll be your hype woman. Oh, hang on, is P3 and P3P two different games? So it's probably, it might be worth like knowing what the different ones are, just so you don't be like, oh yeah, totally want to do this in this game. They're like, what you on about? Oh gosh, and Sever, you love hard games, oh goodness. Mad respect. He's an easy mode player the whole way. Oh, bull, with the Shin Megami Tensei games, like, because I'm guessing it's turn-based gameplay. What's it about them that people, or like, that makes them like Dark Soulsy? Is it just like, combat strategy? Is it sort of like grinding? Is it just the bosses just use real rubbish, like they just use the most rubbish, unforgiving strategies? I know you can get every now and then you'll just get in a normal JRPG, you'll get that one boss that just has the most awful, just ridiculous, stupid cheat moves that they'll pull on you just to one hit KO your party unless you've got the super specific setup. Oh my goodness. So pretty much like Dark Souls thing. Yes, I did know. I did know Persona. I knew they were related, and I thought. No, I knew the Persona was the spin-off. Yes, I think. I feel like I feel like if it came up in a quiz, I would have got it right, but I wouldn't like know it off the top of my head, if you know what I mean. But yes, yeah. Is it one of those games where? Because what was like it? I want to say Suikoden. I feel like the Suikoden games are examples of it, where in a lot of cases it's the mobs, it's just the random encounters that are actually the most dangerous part of the game. Boss fights are completely and utterly manageable, it's just you'll just get those really rubbish, stupid mobs that just have the most ridiculous, I don't know, instant KO, 60% chance of hitting kind of moves. Is it like one of those games? I'm just googling. I'm googling names while y'all be chatting. I need to know who these peeps are talking about. What's this? Oh goodness. Thanks for ordering Domino's. I ordered Domino's like 3 hours ago. Goodness, anyway. What about? SMT. Oh my goodness. I feel like I shouldn't have googled that now. And also, I know that I've seen that before because I think I remember watching a YouTube video back when Top 10 Countdowns. I googled Mara, and it is what Google showed me, isn't it? Like the thing that I definitely saw when I was like 10 on the top 10 most WTF bosses in a most WTF bosses in a game. I definitely have seen this stat before. Yes, no, it is. It is that exactly. I hear the sirens already. There's gonna be police pulling up at the door any second now. Yeah. It's actually. Oh. Oh Lord. Now I'm like just out of curiosity now. I just want to read like the. Well, no, I won't read the. Do I want to read the description? How do you even? Like, how do you even explain that? Like, I'm just curious. I'm gonna read the lore now. I mean, I probably won't. I'm just curious. I don't even care if it's spoiling myself. I don't care. I just need to. I'm now intrigued. In the worst possible way. The evil one. it's whole Buddhist stuff. Like, yo. Oh, hello! Hello, text file, what up? No, unfortunately, I don't. Unfortunately, I do. It is PC rather than Xbox. All good. Do keep me updated. Oh, and text file too. Hope you had a fabulous Christmas. That's something I'm gonna say to everyone who pops in, and I just hope that Christmas was great. And even if it wasn't as great as you would expect, or have hoped, or even if it was better than you hoped, then I hope that 2023 is even better. Feeling threatened by the Enlightenment. Must say, Bill, the people at Atlas have a funny sense of humour. Well, disturbed sense of humour. Goodness gracious. Anyway, no, text file. And actually great. I'm glad Christmas was decent for you. I know that just general sentiment, at least from the people I was talking to in real life, they were expecting Christmas to be blech, just from how the year's gone. But no, I'm glad it went well. No, and Christmas went actually a lot better than I expected for me as well. We had a hell of a lot of food for my mum and my younger sister, but I think we managed to pull it off. We're now full on pavlova and cheesecake and all that unhealthy goodness. So now we're going on a big diet cleanse to wash our insides of all the rubbish. Goes the whole dang, because we literally had, like, between the four of us, we had like 3 desserts. My goodness, I think we ate them all far too quickly. It's kind of like you eat it with the sort of quickness where you kind of just look at yourself afterwards and you're just like, oh god, did we really just eat that? Or just now you kind of just look at yourself with disgust, be like, I gotta sort this out. Bull, the I'm just going through, just reading the like on the wiki what they've got for this Mara thing, and is it what Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne? I don't know if that's like the actual whether it's a spin-off or not. It's like an incomplete slimy form appears when Baphomet summons him. I'm just like, why do you describe it like that? It's just gross. It's just bleh. Bleh. The slime form is a plugin acquired by ew. Ew. Incubus and Oni are encouraged by Baphomet to summon Mara in Shibuya in order to create a harem kingdom. Oh, that's so gross. Ugh. Too hot for TV. Goodness. Anyway, back to it. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for reading spoilers. I didn't even think. Okay, I won't do that. I think, okay. I'll read silently and give my opinions without saying details. Long story short, all I'm seeing is just it. That's all I'll be seeing. Not a problema. You got this. You got this. You will return victorious. Who was I just playing? Chio. Oh, and after this, I just realised I haven't updated the list in so long. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll update the list after this one. He's gonna be a muppet today, isn't he? There we go. Okay, got him back. Okay, well at least from reading this, having read through, and you know, what's the word? Past it in my mind. At least it actually doesn't sound as bad as oh, hello. How are you? What you doing? Your measuring tape. The last I remember you had it. Are they? It's going good. I've done like 70 fights so far, like 80. I've got like 80 more to go. No, I've actually got 82 more to go. 158. Yeah. Goodbye. Okay. Right. Now let me just update the list because we are down to 82. Fabulous. Yeah, no, the reading this, it's not as bad as, I don't know if you ever played, or you would have seen it, clips of it, on Dante's Inferno on the PS3 and Xbox. I played on the Xbox, but there's some stuff in there that is way too hot for TV. It's gross. You know, they don't shy away. And me playing when I was like 14. I mean, had I seen, no, I hadn't seen worse actually. That was probably the worst stuff I'd seen. It's nothing too bad. That's... Yeah, I could be thinking of a completely different game for something. No, maybe I might be thinking of Steam Factory. Is Steam... Is it like Steam as in like acronym Steam? Like it's got all like little dots in between? Or am I thinking of Steam Factory or something? Oh great, and well done! I knew you would return victorious. Oh! I know, I see what you mean. Yep. I got you. I got you. Sorry. I had a feeling, but I just want to double check. I was like, wait, is there another weird game? No, I know what you... They're the weird games. Look, I see, like... I'm scrolling down. I mean... Shame on me for not having the mature filter on. But you just want to like, oh, I don't know. Oh, there was one. It was like ogre something. Was it goblin or troll? No, it was ogre something. And you're like, oh, you know, what's that about? I won't say anymore. In case there's youngins around. It's just like, why? Like, why make that? Like, just like, because the thing is, games... I mean, you know, game jams exist, so a game can be made in 2 days. But like, games like that take a long time to make. You know, who sits there for that long and just like, doesn't just think to themselves, what am I doing? And shit, you know, it's just, oh. Well, fair, fair. The Witcher 3 does have saucy scenes. Yeah, true then. Yeah, actually no, never think about it. I think the reason I turned the mature filter off was because there was like, hang on, it's like taking away half my bloody games. But then what does that say about the amount of stuff that's in games nowadays? True. Touche. You win that one. I get your point. I can't fault that actually. I don't actually have any. I don't have any rebuttal to that because I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. But it's different. Like, you know, at least at the end of this, I will, you know, can't say I've produced a product, but, you know, at least I can look back at this and say, well, at least I wasn't scarring any eyes. At least I wasn't scarring any eyes. Or, you know, doing anything of questionable morals. At least I kept it a Christian channel. Oh my god. Bruh. Ina, can you like just slightly just divert where you're going? Just the teeniest little bit. That would be fabulous. Just completely just go through like mental blanks. Fight some gnome. Right, so after this one, we're down to 7,078. Now my goal is to, so what are we? Curious to see what the next fight is. So we're 2 hours in. We should be somewhere around the 780 mark. Hopefully. Because if we're not, I want to be. Because I want to be, I want to be, oh my goodness, that scream. I want to get down to 7,000 fights remaining today. That's my goal, that's my plan. Will be Sasuke Taka. And Kiba? Young Kiba. So I'm hoping 81. Okay, good. We're on track. We're on track. Because I wanted to get to at least 80 by the time we got to the 2 hour mark, which we have, which means we are on track. Because I want to try and do it before the 4 hour mark if we can. And now that I'm thinking about the bad Steam games, I say bad Steam games, one thing I've noticed on the PlayStation Store recently is the quality of games on there, and I say quality, there's some shockers, like absolute shockers on the PlayStation Store at the moment, like so what? This is like 83 cents on Steam level. Like this is like, well, Sony, what have you done? It's like, there was one game, I can't remember what it's called. Actually no, there's a whole series of games and they're called like the Sheep Bee. I might have already talked about this ages ago. I feel like I have already talked about this, but like it's worth talking about again. Because they've got like, yeah, the Sheep Bee and the Cow T and the Bat D and the Horse G and the, yeah, and then literally the game is whatever animal it is, you know, it's themed around that in the sense of, so let's take the sheep one, the Sheep B. It's like, count how many bags of wool there are on the screen. So you count how many there are. Or it's like, pick up the bags of wool that appear on the screen, and it's just, you just click on it. And then after 5 minutes, then it's just like, you picked up 83 bags of wool. The end. That's the game. Done. You know, nothing else to see here. And just, you know, and then each version is themed after whatever animal it is. And you're just like, how much are they selling for? They're selling it for something ridiculous, like $5. And I know $5 isn't much, but like, $5 for this is like, come on. Someone at Sony is taking the absolute piss. Like, you absolutely having a laugh. Like, absolutely are you having a laugh. Because it's, you would expect something like the Xbox, the Microsoft Store and the Sony Store to have just the most little smidgen of quality control or curation. You would just, you know, they're not just chucking anything up on there. But yeah, this stuff is on there. And I'm just like, are they really getting no game submissions? So they're just having to let any old bloody trash through the gate. It's unbelievable. Like, and that's the thing, and you know, you know, whether it's a good or a bad thing to say, I expect that kind of stuff on Steam. No, I would expect to see it on something like Steam. But like, really? Goodness gracious. And not to then also mention that they don't have any like overtly stuff on there. But they've got like, they've got the, you know, it might as well be kind of stuff. The, what's it called? It's not Senran Kogura, it's like the next level of modesty up. It's called, what's it called? It's the typical game where it's like Bejeweled or like a jigsaw puzzle or something, and then every time you match this or you do this, then the little sexy lady that you got on the side, another item of clothing comes off, or like the image is revealed, and oh, is she wearing a bikini or not? Like that. I'm just like, there's children around. But nothing will ever stick in my mind more than the time my older sister, or one of my older sisters, she's got a daughter. This would be back when the daughter was probably, I think, below the age of 10, I want to say. Yeah. She bought, they're like, okay, well, we got a PlayStation. I think, no, they had a 360. And they're like, right, well, we know we need to buy games for, you know, for her to play, so let's buy this beach volleyball game. And then I think I was staying around at the house. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, I'll, you know, chuck it in and I'll see if I can help her play it. It's like the Dead or Alive beach volleyball one. So it's all like the, I want to say Kasumi. I can't quite remember the Dead or Alive girls off the top of my head. Asami, I'm feeling. I'm pulling names out of the air on this one. But like, yeah, it's the beach volleyball one, and it's literally you just go and play beach volleyball, like go and play beach resort games, and then you go to the store and you buy them bikinis and sunglasses and handbags and all that goodness. And then at the time, I thought, because I never actually heard the Dead or Alive series before then, so, you know, I had no idea that it was that until I realised after, and this was all like after the fact. And then so I was thinking at the time, okay, who is the target demographic for this game? Because I feel like they want it to be ladies. Well, no, at the time, I thought this is for ladies, just slightly older ladies. And then it was only when I figured out when I realised what the Dead or Alive franchise was, and then I'm like, oh, I think they say that this game's intended for ladies, but it's really intended for men. And I'm like, that is so weird. But then at the same time, it's gonna be so true that some like 40-year-old guy's gonna, you know, some lonely bugger is gonna buy this Dead or Alive beach game and buy Kasumi her bikini because she looks super cute in it, and then play the game where they have to like use their butts to bounce each other off. Oh, goodness. Maybe I should stop talking about this because it's making me well, it's not making me upset, but it's just like hope for humanity is just dwindling. It's just like a little flicker. It's like a little flicker of a flame in a wind tunnel. It's, you know, it's almost there, yeah. Anyway, on to lighter topics. Yes, and I realized that the because I think I was playing the first Ninja Gaiden, and I'm like, hang on, that purple haired chick, she's from Dead or Alive. Oh my goodness, it's a spin-off. Or Dead or Alive is a spin-off of this, or whatever. Yeah. But then, not even Dead or Alive was immune to the 1990s live-action film adaptation curse. And I think it was an Uwe Boll adaptation, so even worse. But yeah, no, it's a fighting game I haven't played. Then again, I actually haven't played many. The ones I have played, definitely played Tekken. I've definitely played Street Fighter a little bit. I think that's actually it. I think we played Soul Calibur. Yeah, because they had all like in the 90s it was, what was it, they had a Street Fighter film, they had a Dead or Alive film, they had a House of the Dead film, they had a Blood Rain film, they had a Resident Evil film, no, they came out in the 2000s, didn't it? They had a, I feel like there's another one I'm missing, like a big, I say a big one, but like big is in the sense that everyone would know it, yeah. True. No, fair. And I mean, to be honest, you know, every character, irrespective of whatever they are, has been like drawn that way. You know, even the dudes as well. So it's just like, well, if the dudes are, then the ladies can, and whatevs. You know, there's chicks in the Dead or Alive. Well, there's chicks in every fighting game. And I'm like, hey, I wouldn't mind if I look like that. I would want to look like that. Like hell, just go for it. Yeah, I'm one of the, yeah, I'm not particularly bothered by it in any sense, but yeah. Yeah, and exactly. As much as I'm like, oh dear, this volleyball game is probably for a different demographic than I was originally thinking. If there's some guy who's playing it, and he loves it, and he's like, oh my god, this is the game I never knew I needed, but it's what I've wanted. No, never knew I wanted, but it's what I needed my whole life. Then hey, then I think that those game developers have done their jobs. Just like I will fight anyone who, you know, no, not that I'll fight anyone, no matter what anyone says. Viva Pinata on the Xbox 360 is one of, dare I say it, the best games ever made. No, don't mean like that. But like, I will, you know, say what you will. I thoroughly enjoy Viva Pinata. I think it's fantastic. I formed an emotional attachment to those bloody pinatas, you know, and I don't care what anyone says about it. And then vice versa with any game that anyone else likes to play. In fact, you know, it's like people's favorite games and why they're their favorite games, or even just why they like particular games, or even why they don't like particular games, just says, like, I just find it fascinating because it gives insights into themselves, like into how they think and their personality that you would never even think. It's just lovely. It's just fascinating. I love it. And then there will never be a right or a wrong. Double booty crush. Yeah, true. Actually, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Even what's it? Older Anna Williams in Tekken is. I mean, her voice actress must have like have an absolute field day. They're like, you don't sound like you're enjoying it enough, Miss Voice Actress. And she's like, oh, you want me to go there? And they're like, yeah, go there. And she's like, okay, oh well, oh well. Naruto 6 Paths. And Sai? There. Oh my god, some of those early Yu-Gi-Oh cards, some of their like, some of like the at least on like the monsters themselves, I'm like, dang, they know how to do that. Those outfits good. Like they're very early 2000s, but like, oh my god, now I'm like reminiscing about my old Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh my goodness. I think like I mean, for me, my exposure to Dead or Alive, I guess, if you could call it exposure, was purely around people talking about that aspect to it. So it would like, so people like me would like, that's all they would think that it was. But actually no, it's a fighting game. It's a Tekken, it's a Street Fighter, it's a King of Fighters, it's a whatever else you want to call it. You know, and yeah, there's an aspect in it, but like, what other fighting game doesn't have similar aspects? Like, yeah, exactly. Like, and as you said, there's all those like moves in those other things. So it's just like, I think it's just, I don't know, because it's so overt. I think people just use that as a, you know, I don't know. And I don't even like it. I don't even know why they would be doing it with that particular game. I thought people would love that sort of stuff, obviously. Oh my god. It could be that. It could be like me, I don't know. Tekken's probably the one I played the most of. So they'll be like, I'll be like, God damn, that game looks so much better, but I love Tekken. It can't be better than my thing. So it's just like, well, your games, they're all dressed a bit lewdly. That's bad, you know. Never mind the fact that like Jin and Kazuya have their tops off literally like 100% of the time. More like 99, but like, you know what I mean. Yeah. I actually remember watching back when the Game Theorist channel was still a powerhouse on the YouTube gaming thing. They did a video on, especially, I think it was in particular on the Dead or Alive stuff, but like playing as the female characters in those games actually gives you an advantage, especially when you're playing with like against male players, because the fact that like there's the way that they is, like kind of, you know, draws the eye, whether the eye and the brain is aware of it, and which gives you like that split second advantage. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Lucky Chloe. So like the later Tekkens I haven't played. Well, I played them like once at like a mate's house, but yes, she stuck out in my mind for the wrong reasons, I guess. Yeah, no, exactly. It's double standards. God damn it, we better call out those double standards. Because it is in a sense. Like, the ultimate double standard for me. Was it a double standard? No, I think I'm just salty. And now it's being brought to mind with your if since you mentioned Yu-Gi-Oh! Text file, because if you ever played Duel Masters, that card game was beautiful. I loved it. I love Duel Masters so much. It will always have a soft place in my heart. And its PS2 video game as well was hashtag God tier. Wait, is that a game that oh no, I had put it on my game list. Anyway, but like, people are like, oh, you know, they never gave Duel Masters the proper love that it deserved. And they were like, huh, you know, we love Yu-Gi-Oh! And we love Magic the Gathering. I'm like, I know, I love them too, but like, just open your heart to Duel Masters as well. But alas, it died. Died a slow and painful, well, actually relatively fast and painful death, but yeah. Well, actually, like, in a way, now I'm thinking about it, just, like, if I think about it, really, even, like, okay, so the Witcher series is, you know, one that both critically and generally is considered up there. I played the second and the third one. Haven't played the first one so much, but I would assume it's like a similar vein. But actually, those games have a lot in there that a horny bonk paradise lover would be able to sink their teeth into. Like, it's got a lot. Far more than you'd expect. Far less than you'd expect also at the same time. But then when it does have it, it's like, oh, like, slap that R18 label on the game, please, with the quickness. But then, like, you know, for someone like me, I rate Witcher 3 like easily top 10 games. Like easily top 10 games. And that aspect of it, of which again there's a lot, doesn't even like factor at all into, like, yeah, it's got it in there, but like, you know, I'm not there for that. I can enjoy that game and think it's top tier and not even like have that kind of stuff factored into my rating at all. Yeah, that's right, because the boy played The Witcher 1, and that's right, and then you have the choice right at the start. Triss is like, yo, what up? You forgot your memory, but hey, that's okay, because even though you can't remember anything, I was definitely the chick. The chick that you're looking for, that you kind of feel instinctually that you're looking for, that chick was me. Definitely, I'm definitely not lying to you, the chick was definitely me. That's right, that was at the start, wasn't it? Yeah, and that's the thing. No one bring, like, you know, when people like, you know, oh, Dead or Alive, like, ugh. Just say, well, do you love The Witcher 3 or do you love The Witcher 3? Oh my god, that game is like that series is the best thing ever. What? Okay. Yeah, and exactly. You look anywhere. Well, I say anywhere. Cyberpunk. Need I say more? Yeah, Mass Effect. Dragon Age. Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, so it's not fair then. Well, actually, no. I suppose it's never been fair then that DOA gets the flack it does. There we are. I think that justice for DOA hashtag needs to be a bit more widespread. In fact, actually, now I think about it, Fable. The Fable games. I mean, it's not like lewd, but I mean, there's some stuff in there that probably make God of War blush, to be honest. Actually, now I think about it. Yeah, actually, now I think about it, there's stuff in there that's just a bit like, oh, what? Should this be in this game? As I say every time I do it, you have a 13-year-old boy, technically two different 13-year-old boys, but 13-year-old boys turning into a flock of half-naked women, and with the direct intention of trying to seduce and distract older men. So yeah, I think DOA is full on vindicated. It is full on vindicated. Suketsu and Yukito. I've just realised because the fight counter only goes up to 99, so I'm probably well beyond 99, but I won't say that. Like, I know after these two fights, I think I've got 58 fights left to go, something like that. Yeah, 58 fights left to go after this one, which about an hour and a half is that. So how much can I do in an hour? I can do 40 in an hour, 18 and half an hour. Yeah, actually no, that'll work. Just trying to think, can I get to 7,000 by 11:30 PM? I might be able to. In which case, it's going to be a long stream tonight, just warning. I've probably got about like another hour and a half left to go because I just want to try and get, I'm just going to try and get to 7,000. So by all means, feel free to think. I will not have to do 85, I will do, because I've just realised I haven't updated my list yet, so I popped that down to 58. There we go. I'm racking my brains to try and find a way of, how can I like keep that counter updated in real time without like constantly having to like pause, swap the game, keep switching over, retype and blah blah blah. I'll probably won't be able to find a way. It's just the fact that this bloody game pauses every single time I try and click away from it, and I've tried everything I possibly can to do it. The only possible thing I can think of is I literally run this all on two different machines. That's the only possible way. Yes, actually a stream. I was thinking about a stream deck because I do want to get one. I've always like, ooh, that's a fancy little tool that I'm sure would be hella useful. And that was, I was thinking, one possibility. I just put a macro in or something, and it just drops it by 2 or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, they do make good stuff. It was funny. When I was like, oh, I needed to plug my console in. I want to be able to run my console through. Because way before I would stream from the Xbox, just from the native streaming thing that I have in there, so I couldn't have all the nice overlays. Well, I say nice. Couldn't just have the overlays that I had at the time. And I was like, god damn, I really want that. So I'm just like, great, I'll just get a capture card, and then obviously the Elgato capture cards are like $300. I'm like, oh, really? But then, so then I was looking at capture cards on Trade Me, and I'm like, and then they're just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these little like USB stick looking capture cards for like $12. And I'm like, should I try that? So then I watched, I found the kind of brand, you know, the brand that makes that everyone just slaps their own brand on. And I found a review that a guy had done of that, and he said actually of all of these capture cards that he tried, this little $10, you know, little thing was actually had like one of the best latencies out of all of them that he had tried, like hands down. He's like, holy crap, this little thing was actually better than all of these capture cards. I'm like, huh, I might just give this little thing a go. So I bought it for $12. Fabulous. It is so good. I get like the most minuscule possible latency between my controller inputs and what I see on screen. It's fabulous. But that obviously being said, the stream decks and all the other Elgato stuff, I'm like, goddamn, I would need it. I need it. I need it in my life. Be fabulous. Tamari, what up? Hello. She's very vocal in Servo. She is very vocal. And so, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, some of these characters sound better in English, while others sound better in Japanese. Like, if only I could just, you know, selectively choose. Oh, I got you. I see what you mean, sorry. And then for the win, or maybe not even. Right, now for the win. Nope, not even that. Maybe the Foley artists, that was kind of like their Achilles heel. They're like, we got them sound effects on lock for literally everything else, and then when it gets to like, right, you've got this giant like ball thing, off you go, and they're like, what would that sound like? And the guy's like, we got these pots that just got bang, just smack them on something. I'm just going to do a heap of Kankuro ultimates, just because I cannot stand playing as him normally. So he's just going to be doing ultimates after ultimates, just to get some damage down. He's also just trying to get a decent amount of damage in a relatively short amount of time. Yay, there we are, lovely. Last and Kankuro. Tamari, as I said, I hope your Christmas was fabulous. And was full of love, was full of happiness, was full of light. I hope it was fab. Just generally, I hope it was fab. My Christmas was actually alright. We cooked way too well. No, I always am about sad. We cooked too much food. We cooked a decent amount of food, ate far too much of it in a short amount of time, and are feeling the consequences a couple of days later. Other than that, nothing exciting really, other than the fact we took my mum and my younger sister to go see where my office is in town, and opened up the fridge in the office and saw there was like 2 bottles of milk. So I'm like, oh, well, someone didn't listen to what I said when I said, can you take the milk out on the last day? But that's literally it. That's literally the whole of my Christmas. Was getting the milk from the office. I feel like there was something else. But no, just genuinely can't think of anything. Yeah, luckily the milk it would have only have been, because the milk, like the fridge would have still been on. So luckily the milk was actually fine. It only goes out a day, I think, on the 1st of January, so that's alright. But just, if I hadn't gone to that office, it would have stayed there until a couple of weeks from now. Or a week and a half from now. And especially my because we share our office with a couple of other businesses there's only like 4 people in those businesses anyway, so it's a relatively small amount of people in our office really. But these other 2 businesses, they are just notorious for leaving their lunches in there for like 3 weeks, bringing in like sauces and forgetting the lids, and then just the whole fridge smells of just relish and stuff, for leaving the milk in there over the holidays. They're just these guys, and I don't want to stereotype. No, I'm not going to bring them into it. All I'll say is that the attitude that these people have, generally, with just anything in general, tells me that I'm not surprised that this sort of stuff happens. They're very much like, oh, we're not the biggest business in here, you know, there's only like 4 of us compared to like the place that I work for is sort of is the sort of the kind of like No, like imagine middle-aged balding. I'll say nerds, I guess. Ish. Middle-aged balding guys whose just response to everything is, oh, how was your day, Bob? Jimmy? It's alright, I guess. Like that. Like that's like their one level is that. And you like you try. Like you try. You're like, you know, did you see the family this weekend? Did you go do anything exciting? They're like, oh, no, not really. Oh, I'm just, you know, thinking about work this week. I'm like, okay. Just any excitement in your life, any happiness, any drive, you know, what gets you up in the morning, Bob? Because it's clearly something, and I'm dying to know what it is. Actually, no, I do know what gets them up in the morning. It's people touching the Wi-Fi router when their internet connection is a little bit slow, and I say a little bit, I mean like one ping slower. They will come like huffing in, going, "Is something up with the internet today? Did our internet provider notify that, you know, so something's up with this?" And we're like, no. They're like, "Oh well, my, you know, I was trying to get on this website. It was going a little bit slower than usual. Like, I'm just wondering what's up. You know, has there been a thing that just hasn't reached us? Has there been a little notification that things are happening and just we haven't been told about?" It's like, nope. Like, nope. No idea what you're on about. Like, that's what gets them up in the morning. The possibility of having slow internet and, like, you know, ringing someone's ears about it, but it's just I try with some people. Oh no, I also know what gets them up in the morning as well. So they can also have a go at someone when someone touches the coffee grinder settings. I was privy to the most, like, disgruntled, like, if you ever, the word disgruntled, like, this particular conversation between these two guys was literally the definition of disgruntled. It was like, someone's touched the coffee grinders, and last time this happened, I specifically put a notice on there that said, "Don't touch the coffee grinders," but someone keeps seeming to do it. I just can't believe it. Who would do it? Like, the settings have been there for like the last 3 months. Why is people touching it? I just can't understand this, and I'm just sitting there just like, you know, eavesdropping on this whole thing. I was just having the right old giggle, because I'm like, just change the settings back. And life goes on, like, bruh, rather than just, like, you spend more time complaining about the settings being changed than it would to just change the settings back and carry on with your day, my good sir. It's just, oh my lordy, it's just, oh god, these people. Anyway, that's the people who we share an office space with. Those guys. The only affronts to nature that I'm privy to in the office, or that I do myself, is, so I learnt how to, because we've got like this big barista machine, I guess, like a barista machine, I think. I'm not a coffee expert, so I'm just saying words. Is, whatchamacallit? So I've always wanted to know how to work the milk frother, because I've just been so curious at what a cup of tea would taste like with frothed milk. And so I thought it was like this big unique thing. I was going to be the hashtag quirky old me. Didn't realize it's like a thing, so I'm just literally reinventing the wheel on that one. But anyway, really curious. So I learned how to froth milk. So I made myself a frothy milk tea. It was delightful, and I wish I had, I wish I'd done it sooner. And so there's a Scottish guy in my office who, like me, is one of like the only tea drinkers in the office. We don't drink coffee, we drink tea. So I said, oh my goodness, I need to make you this cup of tea with frothed milk. And he's like, what did you just say to me? What words, what blasphemous words left your lips just now? And I'm like, a cup of tea with frothed milk. It's amazing. And he's like, just whoa. No. That is an abhorrence, an abomination to nature on every possible level. I'm like, bruh, don't knock it till you try it. It's amazing. Open your eyes to the possibilities. He's like, fine. And I'm like, look, I'm gonna make you one. Coming on Monday morning, I'm gonna make you it. At this point, another guy piped up in the office and he says, oh my god, call it a latte. Like, instead of a latte, call it a latte. And I'm like, bro, you're a genius. And again, wasn't really reinventing the, we were just reinventing the wheel on that one because lattes are a thing. But anyway, so basically as we just all of us just collectively rediscovering things, inventing things that have already been invented. But anyway, I digress. So Monday morning, get in at work. So me and him are like one of like the first two to get in. Bang on 7 o'clock. Go in, beeline straight for the kitchen. Oh, I'm gonna make this guy the best bloody latte he's ever experienced in his life. So I froth the milk. I make the little cup. So he comes in and he's all like, and I'm like, I'm making you a latte. He's like, I thought you would have forgotten about it. I'm like, forgotten about it. It was like I was up all Sunday night thinking about what this amazing latte is going to be and how it's going to change your life. So I made him one. He said, he sat down, he took a picture of it to send to his wife, because he told his wife about it. And then he tried it, he took his first sip, and he's like, and then he like smiled, and he's like, this actually isn't bad. I'm like, check and mate. Thank you, you made my day. So he now is a fan of lattes. He's never made one, hasn't asked for one since, but I'll take it that he likes it. So then he texted all his mates and was all like, oh my goodness, I just had a latte today. And all of them were like, what the hell did you just say to us? What, is New Zealand poisoning your mind? Like, what is this? This is just disgusting. How dare you even like put this thing before our eyes? So now I've got a new set of people to convince. And convince them I shall, because any who come to my place of work, and I will actually be buying a milk frother for home because I need the boy to experience the majesty of lattes. Anyone who so asks, who so requests, will get a latte from me. And if you have access to a milk frother, hashtag highly recommend it. I would try and use full fat milk if you can, because we all know that trim milk is just water with white food colouring. So it needs to be full fat milk if you want the true latte experience. But that's my little adage for the day. So while I'm in there making lattes, all the coffee drinking peeps of the office just having absolute meltdowns that the coffee settings have been touched. So who's winning here? Obviously me. Oh goodness, there we go, finally. Goodness, oh I've got another set with the Kankura. God, I hate it, but I swear to God, I must be so close to doing all possible young Kankuro, all possible combinations with him. Because I swear to God, I absolutely despise playing this character, and I feel like I've played him so much. dodging, for goodness sake. Almost got him. And oh my goodness. There we go. Lovely. Right, please let this be the last time I'm playing as this character. Hopefully forever, but at least just for today. So I'm just checking my lists. Just checking the amount of fights I've got left till I hit 0. It will be. It won't be the last time I play a Kankuro, but it'll be the last time I play this version. Oh my god, I'm getting combos in? What is this? Okay, so far so good. Oh my goodness, yeah, he did it. Okay. Oh, not a problem, not a problem. Thank you for dropping in anyway, as always. It's lovely to see you. Oh my lordy. Oh my goodness gracious, Gideon, I despise playing as this character. I think it's just also made worse by the fact that Itachi is also an absolute pain of the character to play against. Okay, anyway. Got that sort of fights out the way. Just looking at the sort of list coming up, there should be trying not to jinx it, but there should be fast ones. Got a few Hinatas, a few guys in there. Right, a couple of Sage mode and B. Right, can we do 40? No. Yes, can we do just under 40 fights in this less than an hour? Oh, the other thing too, actually, today, oh my gosh, I don't know what I did say earlier, today, so me and the boy, well, mostly the boy actually, what did I do? Oh my goodness, why is it frozen? Oh. Why have I got black stuff all over my screen? 1 second. Okay, I think it's working, hopefully. I just realised I've just got a black thing right on the screen, which is always fun. Me and the boy went to go and install a shelf in this very room. A shelf with because what we're going to do on that wall over there is what? What are we going to do? We're going to put our TV up on the wall. We're going to have a shelf underneath that all our consoles can be under. It's going to be fabulous. So the boy, we went to go get timber and a shelf top and all that sort of goodness. And so the boy put the framing together, cut all the wood, did all the fabulousness, and then I helped him install it in. We thought we were going to have a meltdown with the with the screws, but we managed to do it. It looks fab. We've already got the Xbox on there. It's holding its weight, which is even better. And it's his first ever attempt, which is even amazinger. So I'm very, very pleased with how it's gone. I'm just gonna check something. So I'm very paranoid. Very paranoid that that my stream has turned itself off. But it hasn't. Okay. Gonna create a mode. Stream manager. Okay. Character select. Where are we at? Hinata and Gara. Just normal Gara, yes. Okay, I'm going to assume that the stream's still going and my webcam hasn't frozen, because on my screen, for some reason it did, and I can't remember what it did. My screen is stuck. Right, because for me, hang on, okay, 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Just the game's frozen, right? Okay, hang on. So if I do that, okay, now you can see it's paused. Lovely. And then webcam, I'm assuming, is fine. Okay. Right. I think it's just me. Okay. Whoop. Okay, phew. Because my screen did, I'm just trying to remember when it did this. Did it do it like last week? My screen just went completely black, or like it did, like all my windows went black. And then when I do it, my Streamlabs thing is completely frozen. And even now it's still frozen. My chat window's going great, and I can see I'm still live and it's all ticking away. But my preview window's now just completely blah. Oh well, that's fine. We'll see how we go. We continue. What's the word? The show goes on. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me know. I'm just like, it'd be like, I'd get such a panic if it was like, for whatever reason, let's just say I was doing it when no one else was watching, and then I'm like, guys, is it okay? I'd be like, silence. I'm like, please tell me it's okay. But Bull, I can always rely on you to pop in when my screen's black, when my mic's off, all that, and be like, yo, Frizz, what you doing? I'm like, oh goddamn, I do apologize. And that should be the motto. Acquaintances just say, hey, how are you? How's the weather doing today? And that's it. Friends, on the other hand, help you out when your stream goes a bit weird. Or when you've completely forgotten to do your settings properly. That's what friends are for. an acquaintance would be like, eh. Or an acquaintance wouldn't even say anything. And then after you're like, oh, so, like the stream, and they're like, I couldn't see anything, and you're just like, why did you say anything? Oh, I just thought that was part of it. I'm like, well, clearly not. Yeah, sure, the black screen brigade, you know, that's what everyone watches Twitch for. Yeah. But then it's like me. I can be the grammar police. No, I can be. I will be the grammar police. To an infuriating extent. But then, so then when the times I'm not the grammar police, because I'm like, well, I can't tell him that he spelt everything wrong, because then he'll get mad at me. And then when I don't, and then found out that they're like, wait, I spelt that wrong. Why did you tell me I spelt it wrong? I'm like, because I don't want you to get mad at me. And they're like, well, I spelt it wrong, so now I'm even madder. I'm like, well, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want flawless grammar? Or do you want not to be yelled, or not to be... I'm confusing myself, never mind. You get the gist. Oh, what? That should not. No. That collision box should not have hit. Oh, which reminds me. So, my Twitch thing finally ticked over and realised I had 50 followers. So now I've got like the whole like VIP thingamabobs. I was just wondering, what if I give a VIP thingy to someone? What does that do? Like, does that do anything? Because I haven't given it to. I mean, I know who I am. Could be given to. I mean, I think I can do up to 10. I think. But I've got no idea what it actually does. Like, other than, I know it gives you like a little like, I know it gives you like the little crown thing next to your name, but like, it's kind of like just my way of saying, yo, these peeps be the cool ones. When you're in the presence of these peeps, you're in the presence of royalty. Is it that kind of stuff? I might, I mean, I've got 10 peeps. Yeah, because I might do that. I mean, I've got at least 10. I know that there's 3, 4, 5. 5? 3. Be the last. Yes, a mod thing. So that I was holding fire on until like way later. I did have one guy who followed a while back. You know, was sort of like help, like sort of teaching me the ropes of at least what mods do. Kind of was like offering to be a mod. I think I might have made him a mod on my Discord, but didn't. Did I make him on my Discord? I did something. And then he just kind of upped and left. I don't know what I did. I hope I didn't do anything to offend him. I don't think I did. But anyway, so then I'm just like, because then I was like, hang on. Like a mod's gonna be like someone I actually trust. Like mod's a big deal, at least for me anyway. So yeah, so I was thinking like, I don't know at what point I'm gonna like decide, right, this is the point where I'm gonna need one. I think I mean, I'm not unscathed when it comes to like that sort of stuff. That sort of stuff, but like, I'm okay for now. I'll get a mod at some point. I think I just need, like, yeah, when it's like, oh, hang on, I can't, like, when it's like, okay, right, yeah, I can't, I need someone else, then I'll be like, okay. And okay, and this is now you could be like, you're gonna be educating me on stuff there. So like, okay, so mod will be, you know, let's just say someone, got raided once, and there was all these, like, a whole bunch of guys. Well, I'm gonna assume they were guys. But they were just like suddenly just launched into, oh hey girl, how you doing? Like, oh, and then everyone's like, oh, don't mind that guy, he's just being a clown. And it was just all this like mental stuff. So I'm just like frantically trying to like ban. Because it started off relatively harmless, and then it just kind of just got worse. And then, bless her soul, one of my mates kind of didn't realise she was kind of antagonising them at the same time. Like telling them to cut it out, and it's kind of like, you don't tell those guys to cut it out because that's just going to incense them even further. But anyway, I digress. So like, that would have been a great time for a mod. Luckily it hasn't happened since. But would a mod, like, so a mod would come in and basically be able to do the whole like banning for you, so you can just kind of just like chill. And that's, I suppose, then when the whole trust thing comes in, is like, because at the end of, because let's just say a mod, for whatever reason, I would hope I don't run foul of it, someone could kind of like weasel their way into my trust. So they would be like, and I'm not like, and I'm not saying this to you at all, so this just could be hypothetical Bob. Oh my goodness, it's done it again. Has it frozen for you again? Oh my lord. Hasn't? Okay, good. Because it literally just did that thing again. Okay, anyway. So let's just say hypothetical Bob comes in, weasels his way up into my trust, is like chatting all the time. I'm like, oh, this guy's a cool dude, whatever. So then he becomes a mod, and then he's like, haha, secret plan activated. And then now it's just like banning people when they don't need to be banned, and like sort of moderating the chat in ways that I'm like kind of don't really want it to be. I'm like, hang on, that, you know, we don't need to be that hard on things. And he's basically just kind of just in one fell swoop alienates half of my community, makes like you guys feel like, well, what the hell. And then I'm just like, obviously I can be like mostly be like, hey, you know, by the time I'm like, yo, what the hell are you doing, then the damage has already been done. Yeah. That's kind of like where my mind's gone. I mean, I am overthinking it. Okay. I'm already just going to like the doom and gloom scenario. Yeah, cause it's what I think about, you know, for someone to get to that point, I'll have already figured out if their intentions were pure enough or not, just by Maybe I'm just watching too much Chris Chan documentaries. because the stuff that happened to that guy, I mean, doesn't excuse what he's done himself, but some of the things that those guys did to him were a bit, like, awful. And I'm just kind of like thinking, like, maybe I'm just watching too much of that. True. And I mean, like, to be honest, with my Naruto streams, like, I consider them to be kind of like a, I'm not like hundy into it, like, oh my god, we're all Naruto fans here, but like, I just consider it to be my chuck it on, do some fights while I just talk about whatever comes to mind. Whereas like the things more like things like the trails and the Christ Scroll and all them, they're like, okay, no, I'm like fully like, we talking about this game, can talk about some other stuff too, but like the game is why we're here, kind of thing. Yeah, Naruto streams are like, I see them as a just chatting, definitely. It's kind of like, excuse me, oh my goodness, my voice gone. It's like on YouTube when you get those, I don't even know what you call them, like the just chatting equivalent of YouTube videos, and they've just got like, I don't know, COD multiplayer footage on in the background, like that sort of thing. Yeah. Anyway, back to the evil mods that are out to ruin my life. Yeah, so moderators, like, it's some I'm thinking about, but definitely not for a while yet, I don't think. I think I'm still, you know, the odd person that comes in and just, or odd bot or all that sort of stuff. I haven't really had any problems as such with that sort of thing, or something that I'd need, you know, a moderator to kind of swoop in and help out with. So in that sense, I'm fortunate. Yeah, there's something on my mind. Anyway. Oh, true. Yes, your VIP's like, I don't know, just trying to think of a good. I mean, I know it's not intended for this exactly, but like, so I could almost use it as a. You put in your application, and I'm shortlisting you, and when you get shortlisted, you get this little like badge. I don't know. No, that's the wrong one. Just trying to think of a situation it'd be similar to. Again, I'm probably overthinking. Oh my goodness. Mod application. Oh no. Oh, no. It's like the whole like, oh, it's like the really cringy boyfriend application thing. Like, ooh. And I know some people took those seriously. It's like, ugh, why are you doing that? No, I'm not doing a bot application. Don't you worry. Maybe I could do a quiz. Because I do like myself a quiz. And I like shoehorning quizzes in when they're definitely not needed. But no, I wouldn't do a quiz. But now thinking about it, like I like the idea purely from a. Just because I love quizzes kind of thing. I'm like, if you can get at least 10 questions right on this 18 questions right on this 20 question quiz, then you've earned your place on the mod thing. So, but it won't be like, I don't want to do something as cringy as questions about me, but like it'll be, what will it be? It'll be like, no, it'll be like half. Oh, thank you much. Oh, that's right, because I'm doing, whoa, goodness gracious. I think because when I switched when the screen was frozen, then I switched to which it was. I was doing like a thing, like a proper full whole screen capture rather than a thingy-mabob. yeah, because I could totally do. I'll do a quiz. No, actually, no, it wouldn't be a quiz. It'll be like a half quiz, half personality thing. It'll be like your. It'll be like the Harry Potter, the Pottermore sorting hat quiz, but like not. And then as long as you're getting like particular key questions correct, then it's what it is. In which case it'll be like, you're at an ice cream shop. You have no, hang on. You're at a dessert store. No, I know. Okay, oh, sorry, I'm changing the question all the time. Okay, you're at a supermarket. You have to shop for a 3-course meal. You have done the correct choice and picked some nice Turkish breads for the starters. You have some lovely, delectable roast lamb and potatoes for the main meal. And now you have to choose the desserts. So, do you, when you're standing at the dessert aisle, do you go for A, the chocolate fudge brownie? Do you go for B, the blueberry pie? Or do you go for C, the boysenberry ice cream? And then depending on which one they do, I'm like, right, you're either a mod or you can just like get out because you've obviously picked the wrong question. But yes, but it will all boil down to, do you like ice cream? Or even if you don't like ice cream, because as much as I hate to say it, there are some people in this world that don't like ice cream. But even if you don't like ice cream, as long as you can appreciate that ice cream was the correct choice, and ice cream will always be the correct choice, then you are allowed. Yes. And if you're allergic to ice cream, then I would beseech you. There are multiple varieties, or varieties that are ever increasing in number of, I want to say, hypoallergenic ice creams. E.g., like, rather than milk, they use like coconut milk or all that sort of stuff. But generally, if you can acknowledge that in all situations and in all life crises, ice cream is the answer, then you're good. You're good, you passed. But long story short, I will not be doing any kind of mod applications, and I would not be doing any kind of quizzes either. You can rest assured, as much as I would have absolutely loved to, I will not. Although, okay, and this is going to be, again, another tangent, so I do apologise. I was thinking, so, oh yeah, 2 tangents. One tangent is, so I've been playing around with OBS, and you might have seen the Stream Elements thing pop up. So I've been playing around with OBS, and so from the start of January, I'm going to be switching to streaming with that rather than Streamlabs. We're going to see how it goes. There's going to be teething issues, but I think it might be okay. Anyway, that's tangent 1. Tangent 2, as part of this, and probably I might see if I can try and get it before the 1st January, but it probably won't be. But anyway, but I want to kind of think of doing like, you know, like the intro screens, the finishing screens, the transition screen. So like, hey guys, I'm gonna go on a break for like 2 minutes, rather than just me. Because what I used to do is I did have like I'm on a water break screen, but it's just like a really like a rubbish picture drawn by me. And then I had like nothing to go with it, so I stopped using it. But I want another one of those. But then I was thinking, like, what's a neat little thing that you can do? A neat little thing I could do just to have a little bit of interest. I don't know, like something. Even though, you know, like breaks would be a time for people to, you know, go and hydrate and everything. Like I could have like, I don't know, like the question of the day. It's kind of like who's that Pokemon, but except it's like a question about something. I don't know, like whether it just be like general knowledge or whether it be like game specific. And then I come back, I'm like, right guys, whoever said, I don't know, SpongeBob, you are correct. I'm thinking like that. Like I was thinking something to do with that because it's me, because I do love quizzes. And it's, you know, it's like I don't want to do full on, I don't know, I feel, yeah. I'm not sure if I've got links enabled. I feel like I do. I feel like someone's popped one in before. I can't say for certain. Oh. Yes, no, I don't. That sense. Who was I just playing as? Naruto Toad. Oh yeah, I could do actually. Yeah. But I don't know what the prize would be. Yeah, like I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. Because like I'd want some I don't know. Like, do I go as handy as a prize? Do I just make it like a fun little thing just to see if you got it right? Do I do like a leaderboard? Who keeps getting all the questions right? So then I know who to have on my pub quiz team. You know. Yeah. Like I definitely want a question thing. But like how, like, do I even make it like that there's a prize as such? Or do I literally just, for bragging rights, you know, you did it. Because then the other thing too that I was thinking about prizes, you know, we're on the internet as we do this. Google is a quick search away. So I don't want to, I'm conscious of not having any, giving people the incentive to cheat. When it comes to quizzes, I am extremely strong about cheating, like extremely strong about not cheating. If I sense the whisper of a Google search bar opening, I am on that, like a hawk to, like a vulture to carrion. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a suitable analogy, and I can't really. Yeah, so I don't want to be giving people an incentive to cheat, especially, yeah, and I suppose, and prizes would do that. Oh yeah, channel points. Yes. No, because because there was the bit where whatchamacallit, on Stream Elements, how you've got like the loyalty points or something. I was thinking of activating that at one point. Of activating that, but then I think while it would be good, like a good starter before. If I get affiliate and then unlock the Twitch ones, because I think just the fact that the Twitch points are a bit more integrated, or I can do the things that I want to do. Oh my goodness. Oh no. That's evil. Yeah, because the other thing too is, because then I was thinking about the whole, oh, do I activate the whole loyalty thing? But I'm like, I want to be really careful about what I actually make as a redeemable thing, because as much as, I mean, I'm definitely doing far more just streaming, putting myself out there than I would have ever have dreamed of before. There are like certain things that I think will become fully like wild, like not even the boy can make me do it on stream. Like dancing and singing and just generally making a fool. Won't do. Just maybe one day, but at least not anytime soon. So, but then I also want like cool redeemable things that like people would want to redeem. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of thinking. But I suppose it'll be something like, you know, it's nothing set in stone, so I can always start with one. Start with one, and you can always change it. You never know. I don't know. Doing a dance on stream, maybe something on the horizon, but at least I could think of that. It's not happening, but yeah. Oh my god, Bob! It's, oh, stop! You're too kind. You're too kind. No, it's like, and honestly, and it's the people like. Again, sound like a broken record, but honestly, it's people like you that just A, make this worthwhile, and B, it's kind of like, you know, and I'm sure I'm definitely not alone. I'm like speaking to the choir when I say, like, you know, for introverts who definitely do not like put themselves out there, this is like difficult. It's just it's something that just takes a lot of courage, and it's just like just getting, I don't want to say validation's probably the wrong word, but just like, oh wait, like someone is interested, you know. It's just, yeah, it makes all the difference, you know, just to know that there's, you know, that there's people who support you, and then you want to support back, you know. It's definitely like, it's definitely a two-way street on a lot of things, but yeah, it's just like people putting themselves out there, like, it's just the, what do you get from being assholes? It's just, yeah, no, honestly, it beats the world, it really does. I mean, like, little old me, but how old am I? 26? 16 years ago, like, if I was in like a restaurant and I had to go and ask the waitress for like a napkin, I would probably cried before I even like thought about it. I was just deathly afraid of literally doing anything that involved like talking to someone I didn't know. You know, camera shy to an absolute fault. And maybe it's just as you just get older, you kind of learn to not care, but maybe it's just that, but yeah. It's, yeah. Thinking. Because where are we at now? I've got half an hour. Well, probably less than half an hour now. Half an hour left. After this fight, we've got 16 fights left. Oh, we're definitely going to get this before. Probably within the next, maybe not within the next 20 minutes, probably the next 25 minutes. Have all these fights done. Yeah, I know that some people think that because there's introverts, extroverts, and then there's like the ambiverts. Like basically, you're in the middle. Like you either really extroverted in the right scenarios, or you're, you know, really outgoing, but you also prefer your space. Like it's kind of, some people think that's a cop out. Like, oh wait, so you can just say you're that. You don't have to sort of pick one side. But it's it's just like, no, everyone's just, you know, it's kind of like, it's like a spectrum. Everyone's got a bit of, they're on somewhere. They're good with other things, not so much. It's like with me, it's weird because I can't say I'm fully introverted to the point where like I can't stand being around big groups of people, because in some scenarios I actually thrive. Like I kind of thrive in a team. If like, it's weird. Like in the office, I love being in the office with my team. I love being around people in that kind of scenario. If you had to like get me to do like a meeting or a workshop, I mean, which I have to do as part of my job, I've got no choice, but I hate it. Well, no, I don't hate it, I'm just extremely nervous and just like, oh, I'm very introverted in that sense. So like groups of strangers, like if I go to parties with and there's like 90% of the people as I don't know, I'm just like, right, Mrs. Wallflower is activated. Show me where the food table is. Show me a spot where I can just sort of chill and, you know, for the rest of the evening, and I'm good. But then, let's say, you know, group of friends, I'm sort of there. But you get me in, let's say we're in the office, and someone's like, oh. Actually, no, I heard someone bad-mouthing Elder Scrolls, so I went over and it was like suddenly launched this big thing. But like, you just get me with the particular topic, like a topic that I'm very passionate about, and that's me. Like, I don't even care who you are. Do I know you? Do I not know you? You're there. You're gonna listen to me just like unload every possible thought I've had about this thing on you. Yeah, I get very extroverted when it's about things that I'm very passionate about. But then, as soon as it's done, I then just go like, ooh, like retreat back into the shell kind of thing. Yeah. Public speaking, you've got a superpower. You have an absolute superpower if you're good at public speaking. Mad respect. I thought it was a mosquito, it's my computer, oh my goodness. Key. And it's really like, because I know that LinkedIn's full of it at the moment, or like, oh, you know, do you feel like, are you an introvert and you feel like that the corporate world just doesn't cater to you? Do you feel like an outcast in your office? I'm like, not really. But I know that even like, there's recruiting agencies that like they try and be a little bit quirky in how they, you know, and how they handle recruiting. But like, you know, you'll go to this recruiting agency. I can't remember the name of it exactly, but we had some chick at uni come in and talk to us about it. But like, so you go in this recruiting agency, like, right, I am looking for, I don't know, an IT job, let's just say. So what they'll do is they'll have, you know, they will ask you questions like, when you are in a bus, let's say, or you're in a car or a bus or some moving transport, do you find that you tend to look out the window at the things outside, or do you tend to find that you focus your attention more on like a book or a thing, your phone that you've got in your hand, or the things in the car? And so they'll ask you all these questions like that you can kind of, if you thought about it, you'd be able to piece together what they're actually asking, or how that would apply to a work sense. Are you a big picture? Are you like in the details? You're thinking about ideas, or are you thinking, looking beyond your horizons? Are you more, you have a good sense of what's around you in your immediate surroundings, that sort of nonsense. But then they'll do all those sorts of questions, and then be able to pair you with the company that fits in with your values. So it could be a company that pays 10 cents an hour, but they also look out the window when they're on the bus, so therefore it's a match made in heaven. Which in principle, some of the principle I agree with. I do agree that if you can find a place where your values are emulated by them, and vice versa, then that's already like half the battle done. But it's like they often use the whole introvert, extrovert, whatever. Oh well, if you're an introvert, we're going to pop you in with other introverts, and it's like, but you kind of need a mix. You kind of do need a little bit of a mix. Like at work, we do this thing called the DISC profile. So basically, it's essentially like before you, as part of the recruiting process, you'll do this thing. It's your whole like of all these words, which will be like optimistic, resentful, forgetful, diminutive, all these words. It says, you kind of like pick the one that most you feel most represents you, and the one that least. And you'll basically do this for like 10 minutes. It's just like a personality quiz. And then it'll pop you someone on this thing called a disc. So it's all like the different, less so personality, but more kind of like the working style. So a D is like your dominant, you're kind of like, fast decision maker. Give me the facts, give it to me straight, give it to me fast, just don't like cut all the BS, just, that sort of stuff. Just very like salesperson, just getting straight to the facts, no fluff, just like boom. Then you've got the I's, which is kind of like your influencers. So they're very naturally gifted to leadership. They enjoy building up a team around them. They're very, people look up to them, as a leader and as someone to admire, like all that sort of stuff. Very personable, can make decisions, but they're a bit more, can be less abrasive than a D type. An S, which is what I is, I'm like hard S. The hardest possible S you get is basically like a, some people see it like sensitive, but it's kind of like a supporting kind of role. Like you are happy, basically very empathetic, very, want to make sure that everyone is getting along, that everyone has what they need. I am happy being in the background, just like helping do what needs to be done to get things moving along. Does someone need help with something to, finish a particular piece of work? Then let me know what it is. I got you. Like all of that sort of stuff. And then a C is kind of like your analytical, your computer program is essentially like, I need all the facts before making a decision. I need to know every possible bit of detail. I need, just like don't leave out anything. I need to know it all. So you kind of like, you plot yourselves along there, and basically the idea is that it's not there's no right one. Like there isn't a right one. It's obvious that there's not. But it's good to know where everyone plots on there, because if a D is trying to talk to an S and vice versa, the ways that they're going about how they are asking something, a D is going to be too abrasive and direct for a S person. The S person is going to feel like, oh my god, why are you attacking me? And vice versa, the D is going to feel that the S is being too soft and too fluffy. And a C will be like, well, where's all the detail, guys? You guys are missing out. You're seeing the forest, but you ain't seeing the trees, like that sort of thing. And then an influencer's like, well, okay, great, you've got all this stuff, but like, who's going to actually do the work? Because you know, you haven't actually galvanized a team around you. So they all these working styles blend together. The other thing too is that as part of this test, it also shows you what so it's like you're comfortable, like the style that comes the most naturally to you. And then also as part of the test, I really love to know how they do it, is they plot what your like perceived working style is. So, and this is sort of like more specific to like the job. So it would be something like, let's say for me, for example, I'm the perfect thing, is I have come into work as a consultant. I'm an S, like, that will never change. But my perceived working style is I'm all the way up over in the C's and the, like, almost crossing over to the D's. That's where I feel I should be. Like, that when I go to work, that's the kind of well, in a lot of ways actually conscious, like, this is who they're wanting me to be, so I need to try and be one of these people. And because it isn't your natural style, you're essentially trying to work in a way that isn't you. Doesn't mean that you can't do the job, it just means that when you do, it takes a lot more mental effort to do that than something that would have come naturally. So what the business will be looking for, what your boss would be looking for, is cases where the arrow, like, the difference is like huge. You're practically on opposite ends of the map, because what that's telling them is you are this, and you are gonna be burnt out and feel just awful because you're spending so much energy trying to be this other thing that you're not. And it's going to, not like it's going to affect your work and it'll be poor performance, but it's going to be like you're just, because you're spending so much energy, you can't be at your best when you're trying to be someone that you're not. Essentially, is they word it another way, but that's essentially what it is. So what then the workplace will try and do is try and say, well, you know who everyone is, we know where they all are on the map, we know that because of that I would talk to this person differently than when I would talk to this person. When I'm talking to, let's say, a C, I know, they're a C. Before I come to them asking for help, I should make sure that I've got all my facts straight, so when they ask questions about it, I can give them the detail that they need to know. Whereas when I'm talking to a D type, they just want to know, can this be done and when can it be done, and so I make sure I have that detail right. It's kind of like what kind of frustrates and what the other people value, so you're able to mesh more as a team. Again, there's no right or wrong, it's just like it's how to work well as a team together. And then again, bring this all the way back to why it's not always good giving introverts into introverts is, and why it's good to have that mix is, if you had let's say a startup company, and say you're doing, I don't know, a new app, all of you are S's and C's, so you're all very, supportive, just want to just sit in the back room, do work, very analytical, developing apps, you probably will tend to be there anyway, and everyth's all picture. You're able to develop this app, you have no problem because you're all detail focused, whatever. So then it's like, well, who's going to sell your app? The C's can probably try, but they're not very good salespeople because they get so bogged down in the detail that the sales pitch goes on for about 20 minutes. And an S is like, I don't particularly feel comfortable driving this stuff to people because that's not who I am. So what you're going to do? Well, if you get a D type in there, or an I, then now you've got someone who naturally is comfortable being that hard seller. They don't care about the ins and outs of the app. They don't care about, what this button does or whatever, but they know how to sell it. They know how to sell it to someone. And then it means we can let the D do what they need to do, while the S's and the C's can do what they need to do. And then suddenly you haven't got a startup full of you know, developers that just really don't want to do the selling part of it and just suddenly feel really miserable and burnt out when they have to. It's like, yeah. So that's why having that mix is so important. And I think that where teams often may go astray is when you have too much of the same. But also, at the same time, well, you know, because then you say, oh, well, if a team's, let's say a team's got one of every thing, well, obviously the D is just going to take over and whatever he says goes. It's like, well, no, well, you're going to assume that these people are intelligent, are intelligent, and the D isn't going to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to make the decisions, blah, you just all faff off into the back room and do whatevs. You know, your D's going to be like, okay, well, we need this, we need this, we need this. What do y'all think? You know, there's still an element of teamwork behind it all, and not just one side taking over. Yeah, so that's sort of how we've done sort of how our recruiting at work is done. So obviously we've got like one D or one definite D and one slight D, and like everyone else is C's and S's. So I'm like, well, what do you expect in my team business? Yeah. Oh, not a problem in Servo. That is all good. Thank you so much as always for popping in. I'm so glad you had a good Christmas. No, and I'll see you next time. I'll probably be on tomorrow and the next day, and probably the next day. For longer streams just because it's holidays. But no, catch you next time. Have a fabulous one. Alright, we've got 4 more fights to go. Right, Tobirama. Yeah, we've got 4 more fights to go. Fabulous. Alright. Thank you. Nick and I just completely fluff and like lose all 4 fights. I haven't actually, it's actually been too bad. I think I've lost 13 fights so far, and I mean some of those have just been complete flukes, and probably more so at because what I used to do was I needed to do it that every fight had to finish on an ultimate, so I would be spending so much time with characters who just had the most rubbish sort of ultimate casters, and I'll just waste so much time and so much energy trying to get those off that it was just, you know, you get someone who just whittle your health down, and that was the end of that. But then when I like, screw it, we is speed, we is just gonna try and get these fights done as fast as we can regardless of what combos we're using to finish, or are we finishing on an ultimate or whatever. Then my losses have drastically dwindled. It's half 11, Jesus. Nothing like the holidays to make you realise that, oh, you actually can stay up till midnight with relative ease. You don't have work to worry about for the tomorrow or the next day or the next day or the next day or the next day. Okay. Right, last two fights. We got Guy and we've got Kankuro. In fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna finish on a Kankuro. I'll do him first, and then we'll finish on a Guy. That should be a relatively painless fight. I'm just gonna do 3 ultimates, cause why not? I'm just thinking about, just thinking actually then about tomorrow's stream and Friday. So, because then tomorrow I'm gonna do, because I think the boy wants to go fishing. So I'll be doing a stream earlier in the day, still for like, probably for 4 hours, because I can. Because then I'll do Crisis Core tomorrow, and then I'll do Trails on Friday. And I'm actually like, I'm actually so excited to do my, like, the further I get in Trails, I'm just like, god damn, I'm just like, oh, I just want to like play it so bad. just can't get so excited. I'm like, yes, do a good trail stream today. And then of course, and the other glorious reason, which I hope we'll be able to, we should be able to get around to it on Friday, is the next phase, the next little tasty morsel in the Margarita franchise, or should I say, next tasty sip in the Margarita saga. Ooh. Ooh, I'm excited. Oh my goodness. Oh, finally that fight should not have taken that long. Goodness gracious. Okay. Alright. We got down to 7,000. Right, we did 158 fights in just less than 4 hours. Fabulous. Lovely. So, I will definitely call it a day there. It is 11:30 PM, or 11:29 actually. I've got to go to sleep and get up and do more streaming, because it's a holiday. Very excited. Anyway, so I will call it a day there, after a very long stream. No, thank you so much for joining. Bull, as always, your presence is admired. It is, what's the word? Gratitudinous? You know what I mean. I love you. Take care. I will see you when I next see you. Hopefully tomorrow, but if not, whenever. Love you. Have a fabulous one, and bye.